welcome to another edition of Cool Cars and Interesting People. Our interesting person this time round, it's Tim Carter. He is the smooth voice and lead man of the Chevelles. I guess it's my version of a Lethbridge rock star. And what a rock star of a car we've got here. It's the CX5. It's from Milestone Mazda. It's the 2016 edition. Daryl Croker, come on in. Let's talk about this baby. Is this fit for a rock star?
I'd like to welcome you and your viewers to Milestone Mazda. Thank you for coming.
You're not running for anything here. That's fine. Okay.
Just briefly, Mazda is the smallest manufacturer in the world. We want to make sure we do our cars properly. We do them right at the first time. People that drive them know that they're going to get good fuel economy, low maintenance costs, low insurance premiums, high resale values. Basically total value in all our vehicles.
So explain this. Explain the CX5. What makes it so special?
Well, the CX5 all-wheel drive is an interactive system. It records ambient temperature, your driving habits. It looks at all the things that could possibly be danger to you when you're driving. And it monitors that 200 times a second, and it will react before the driver does to keep the vehicle safer. We also have the SkyActiv design. The SkyActiv design is not a turbo system. There's less moving parts, less things are going to go wrong. Very durable. It's a high compression ratio engine that gets you better fuel economy and harnesses more energy from the fuel that you have. The last important thing that's really good with Mazda is we have the #1 warranty in the marketplace right now, and that you have unlimited kilometers on your warranty. Okay. So you can drive as many kilometers as you want. We have a lot of rural guests that are putting on 60 to 70,000 kilometers a year, and they're taking advantage of the warranty. Fortunately, we're not getting a lot of claims back because it is a very durable, well-made vehicle. If anybody's interested in a great vehicle that's going to save them a lot of money, that drives well, looks good, it's the place to be.
All right, if you were a rock star, what instrument would you play?
Probably the drums, because I played them in the past.
All right, okay, I'll play air guitar, you play drums. Let's go get Tim. Ah, yes. Going to the back. Like a typical musician. Oh, there you are. Musician time. Good to see you. You got the stuff?
I got the stuff.
All right, let's go. Come on.
We're in the alley.
Oh, look at it. Your guitar shrunk.
It did.
We got a Mazda CX5, just perfect for you, for a musician.
Beautiful vehicle.
It is 2016.
It's a cool car.
It is. Zoom, zoom. Let's do this.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you as well.
I had so much fun working with you in the old days at the store, and that was kind of the highlight of the day. Sometimes you coming in and us doing, and not knowing what was coming.
There we go. Everybody's got this this push start thing now. That's what I mean. I haven't bought a car in for so long, so I don't know that, but it's cool. This is your Mazda. This is a rock star kind of vehicle.
It's a nice ride.
Feel the zip. You know, I was just going to get you there in the back at Average Joe's, of course, which is where you're working. But I have a lot of memories from that place.
The building, the Average Joe's building.
The place used to be Sherlock's Den. Sherlock's Den? I think that's what it was. Yeah, that's going way back.
I remember the place. I saw a lot of bands there.
Yep. I believe Kenny Rogers played in there.
Are you kidding?
No, when he just came out with the Gambler. Or Lucille or something like that. Yeah, Kenny Rogers was in there.
Really?
Powder Blues Band.
At the place.
The place, yeah.
Yeah.
Gary and Dave. What can I write? What can I say? How can I tell you how much I miss you?
I remember going there. That's nice, and I don't recognize that one. But I remember going there to see a lot of when we were just 18 and 19. A lot of good cover bands that were coming through Alberta, like Click, Simon Chaos, names like that. They were just they were way better than we are. They were good. They were good. They were good bands.
But you guys are about as you're on top of your game right now.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you've been playing, what is that? Remind me, 15 years together?
16 years with the same lineup.
The same guys.
Chevelles. We started in 2000.
That's unbelievable.
I know. A band usually only lasts about 5 years. You know,
it's
hard to keep the lineup together.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I think our drummer Don is the mastermind behind the band. Don Platel. He recruited the right people. We all love it so much.
Yeah.
And we're settled here. That's the thing. Nobody's moving right now. You know, I mean, we really like what we're doing, so we're just. It's in our best interest to keep it going.
And your family men, right?
Yep, you bet. We all are.
You got families, and you're. Well, so that leads me. Your wives must be totally understanding of everything that you do. Are they? Can't
say enough about how wonderful they are. It's totally true. It's hard to find a person that'll put up with that, because we've been working since 2000. We've worked 6 days a week. We all have day jobs, and then we're out playing every weekend. So they have I think they understand we're not who we are without doing this, and that's just one of my wife is amazing.
If she said, "All right, Tim, that's it.
That's it. No more.
And you're not going out. Stay home."
She'd be well within her rights to say it by now.
But I mean, what kind of an empty hole of a piece of crap would you be?
I would be terrible. When we quit the Peace Dogs, we broke that up, and I don't think I played for about a year, and that was a miserable year for me.
Yeah, really? Oh,
yeah. I need to play live. I don't know what that is, but we love entertaining people, you know, and it's so much fun for us. I think that's what it is. I just look forward every weekend to playing my guitar.
Is it? Yeah. What happened to your guitar? Show me.
It's shrunk, Mark. It's a little smaller now, and 2 less strings. Eh?
Come on, let's sing a song. If we're
sure, okay.
Can we do?
Well, how come you say you will when you won't? Say you do, honey, when you don't.
Hey!
Let me know, baby, how you feel. Tell the truth now, is love real? But well, honey, don't.
Hey!
Honey, don't. Honey, don't. Honey, don't.
Yeah!
I say you will when you won't. Honey, don't.
Yeah, it's an old Beatles song, yeah.
Well, I love you, baby, on a Saturday night.
No.
Sunday morning, you don't seem right. You've been out painting the town. Baby, been messing around. But bum. Honey, don't. Honey, don't. Honey, don't. Honey, don't. I say you will when you won't. Honey, don't.
You're so hot, the fire department came.
I thought we were getting pulled over for murdering this song. You guys are under arrest for murdering that song.
That was good.
Thanks. That was Ringo. Ringo singing. When I was a kid, I think I was five or six. My mom and dad gave me a record player. That's what started this whole thing for me.
Yeah.
A little portable that was my mom's when she was young, you know, and some 45s and a couple of LPs. The first LP I got was Beatles 65.
Beatles
and that
65.
That was a Capital American release, a North American release, and it had Honey Don't and I'll Follow the Sun on it, and I Feel Fine, like some really, that got me hooked. That was like crack cocaine.
Are the Beatles, okay, you can only save either the Beatles or the Rolling Stones in a fire.
Oh my God.
Who would you save?
Well, first of all, that's a hell of a fire. What's on fire? The rehab? Okay,
of course, so Keith Richard would survive.
I can only save the Beatles or the Stones?
Yeah.
I have to save the Beatles.
Yeah.
Because there's only 4 guys. I could drag them out. The Stones had a piano player and another guy.
Yeah.
No, I think the Beatles were it for me. I love the Stones. I really love the Stones. I got into them later.
Yeah.
You know, I got it once. My mom and dad gave me some 45s and a couple of LPs, like I said, and they really got my rock and roll Jones going. There was Buddy Holly 45s. I don't think they had any idea what kind of a fuse they were lighting, eh? They're still going off. But then when I got to be a teenager and discovered like more modern rock and roll, I got into Led Zeppelin and the Stones and all of that stuff, and became just a voracious music collector. So I've been collecting records since I was 5.
And are you still on the vinyl these days? Still? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way to go?
I probably listen to 90% of my music on vinyl.
Really?
Yeah. Unless I listen to a radio or something.
Okay, what's the difference? I'm not an audiophile. So.
Okay, well, I'm not really either. I'm not one of those guys that says records sound better than CDs or anything like that. I've heard that argument a lot, and I just like records better. I like the tactile feel of them. I like the cover.
It's not necessarily the sound.
Not just, so much, but the sound is still fantastic. That's another thing that blows me away is it's such an old technology, and it's still, with a good system, they sound really good. There's a little surface noise, and sometimes there's a few pops and scratches depending on how the condition of the record. But I just like it better. You know, the experience of the LP.
So it's a lot like a person who's on a who likes reading books rather than putting it on their
precisely. That's all.
What do they call it? What is that? The thing that's electronic.
I don't know. The thing that ain't a book. See, that's here we are, Mark.
Yeah.
It might be 2016 to some of these kids. But.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 18 and 15.
Oh my gosh, 18. Okay, how much of a smart ass is this kid?
Quite a bit. They're mine.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can see me in them. Yeah, they're pretty sarcastic. They're funny, really funny.
Yeah.
They're wonderful kids. I got 2 daughters, and I couldn't be happier.
What is your daughter? What's the 18-year-old? She graduating? Has she gone into?
She's in the university right now, first year. She's taking a pre-nursing pathway, it's called.
Yep.
So she's going to go into nursing. And my youngest one is in grade 10 at Winston Churchill. We're Northsiders.
Your place?
Yep.
You have to.
My alma mater.
Yeah. Do they know who you are at Winston Churchill?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of them do. There's one teacher left there. Because I'm old. There's one teacher left there from when I went there. He's a great guy, and my daughter's in his class, so it's funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
But,
nice. And so, what does the younger one have a desire of or know what she wants to do?
Oh, a little bit. I think she'd like to go into something like radiology or something. Really, she's very smart.
I did radiology.
So, yeah.
Now I worked at 1090 check.
Radiology.
I think that's what that's
started on the night shift.
Are you good for Tim Starbucks?
Yes.
Sorry, we should have gone to Tim's now that I think about it.
Not at all.
Yeah, Tim.
There's only room for one Tim in this interview.
All right, so you gotta see. This is the thing at Starbucks. Is it Grande, Venti, Molto-Bene? What is it? What is the?
I don't speak that. I just asked for a coffee.
Me too. I think I'm a Grande. Yeah. Notice I got Paul on there, right?
You look great today, by the way, Mark.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. That's a good picture, Paul. He's a little bit older on there.
He is. This is going back. Yeah, I saw him in Vegas, and that was back when like 13 years ago or something like that. When the Canadian dollar was 60 cents or 69 cents.
Yeah.
$500 for one ticket to see him with the exchange.
But worth every penny.
It was. There was a part of me that said, but then he started to do all the McCartney songs, all the Beatles stuff, and
he's actually amazing.
It was cool. He brought out his ukulele.
Right.
And he does a
tribute to George that way, right?
Because George is a big ukulele fan.
I guess if you went to George's house, he made you play ukulele. He'd get him out and
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I never got there.
He called me, but I couldn't do it. I was busy.
It happens, man. You're a busy guy.
Yeah. Well, at least I was. No.
I have a friend that went to that show in Vegas with Paul, and he was just blown away. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. He is. We just lost David Bowie, right? Were you a Bowie fan?
I was a huge Bowie fan.
Yeah.
This is tragic. Yeah.
Because I think about the levels of people that I love, and when they die, how sad I am.
Yeah.
Bowie, I wasn't. I mean, it's tragic, and I liked a lot of his stuff, but he wasn't the same level as say McCartney would be for me.
Right. They mean so much to us on a personal level. What they do, and from the time I remember listening to the radio. I mean, I think Bowie started charting on the radio in '75 or something like that, or
even sooner than that.
Even earlier than that, so there's always been David Bowie music going on. And I started collecting. I got most of his stuff, and I think somebody said, I heard one quote, it was the best one, he was the muse's muse.
Oh, yeah.
And when I remember listening to Bowie music as a kid, I mean, I was into Kiss and Ted Nugent and Aerosmith and that stuff, but when you'd hear David Bowie, that was kind of like, this is adult rock. Like, this is what grown-up music sounds like. Yeah, like he seemed to really lift up the listener to his level rather than play down to people or whatnot. So that was a tragedy for me. Another big one this Christmas was my brother and I are really into Motorhead, the heavy metal band.
Oh, right,
Motorhead.
yeah.
And Lemmy died right on the 27th of December, and did that ever affect us? Yeah. I'm really bummed out about that one.
I think maybe one of my biggest, you get emotional times was when Lennon got shot.
Oh, for sure.
That was, and then
that's one of those Kennedy moments. Remember what you were doing then when you heard the news?
I came home from a hockey game.
Yeah.
And the game was on, or the Monday Night Football game was on, and they announced the Howard Cosell saying that John Lennon had.
Right, Howard announced it during the game. Man.
Yeah, and that was I just think, what? How do it's such irony when you think of they all stood for peace, right?
Right, and it was a fan too with Lennon, which is really nasty.
Shot, and of course Harrison also for peace. He got stabbed in his own house.
Hey, I guess he yelled Hare Krishna at the guy to confuse him.
Well, it worked. I guess it worked because he survived.
I don't know about that one, man. I tell you, when John Lennon was shot, I was in grade 10. It was 1980.
80,
So my friend, we had one friend with a car. We were out in the industrial park, and it was winter. So we were doing donuts in the big parking lots out there and just having a ball.
Yeah.
When we got home, my mom was just crying upstairs because my parents were huge Beatles fans.
Yeah.
And we knew something was serious because the last time she freaked out like that was in '77 when Elvis died. I remember her screaming in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Elvis is dead,
He became a guy that I really admired later in life. When I saw the Hawaii Aloha special, and you just see what that it is, and I'm sure that you see bands that you just say, "Wow, these guys have got it."
You can tell when somebody's got it. It's undefinable.
Yeah, exactly.
But people, you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And when people have an overabundance of it, like the King had, it's just charisma and it's everything.
So who's got it now? Who do you think?
Good question. I think U2 still got it. Definitely.
Yeah. If Yoko Ono married Bono, she'd be Yoko Ono Bono.
That's great. And then, of course, U2 would break up, right?
Naturally.
Bono, I wouldn't. Yeah, he'd have an older girlfriend. That would make sense.
Who else has got it?
Who else has got it? Right, like these days?
Yeah.
New stuff, new artists? That's a good question.
How much are you up on the new stuff?
Not as much as I'd like to be, but a little bit. I mean, now that I'm working at Average Joe's and we book a lot of new talent coming through, like I said, there's a band coming through called Yukon Blonde.
Yeah.
So then I'd have to ask my kids, or go online and have a listen. And actually, I find I really like a lot. There's a lot of new stuff that's, it's friendly to me because it sounds a bit retro. There's, that retro rock sound. So I'm into it all, though I love music and all kinds of music. So I've got a pretty broad palette when it comes to that.
So when you get the band together and you say, guys, we need to do a couple of new tunes here.
Right.
How does that process work?
Well, we got a kind of a good trick for that. If we're looking for something new that's going to go over with our younger audience, because we play to such a broad base, not just anyway. We play to such a broad base. Sometimes we want to learn. Okay, we need to learn a little more country. We're looking at our set list. Where are some holes in it? And so we do a modern dance set, like electronic dance music, which is perverse because we do it on guitars. So we kind of try and recreate electronic music
on guitar,
analog wise, which is the backwards way. But anyway, Don has his iPod hooked up to the PA. We get a bunch of new tunes, really new dance type tunes. We just play them on the breaks. Okay, and we watch the crowd.
Oh, really?
And if a whole bunch of girls jump up on the dance floor and freak out over a song, we'll play it again next night. Keep an eye on this, and it's like, that's the tune.
So we got to do it.
We want to get the reaction out of the audience. We want just about every tune at a Chevelle show to be one of those ones where people are sitting, oh God, I love this song. We have to dance. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, I might not ask you to dance necessarily. You're a handsome guy, but no, we want to excite people. So we'll play stuff over. It's a little trick we learned.
So, is your goal always when you're with the Chevelles performing? It's to entertain, right? I mean, you're not there to do a concert. It's not to say,
really.
like I got to show my dark side. This is a song that made me feel so bad.
No, it's not as much about us. Like really, it's not. It's about that almost sounds self-serving, but it's not. It's about the audience. So we want them to have a good time, and so we'll do a whole different set for a wedding than we would for a bar or whatnot. But it's not really. It's more we want it to be. We market ourselves as a party band.
Yeah.
So we want it has to be a party. We want to excite them, get them going right away. We talk to them. We engage. I try to really engage the audience. I don't have even after all these years, I don't have a real set kind of stage rap like some guys say the same thing.
Right.
I just talk to them like you and I are talking right now. I kind of feel them out.
Yeah.
Make jokes with them. Yeah. It is a rock band.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, do you do? So I was getting back to why you do it.
Yeah.
Is it an ego thing? Is it? I mean,
But probably some degree of that. There has to be in order for you to. I can't overanalyze it or think it through too much. I'm not sure what makes me want to go every weekend when sometimes it'd be a lot nicer to stay sitting on the couch in your sweats and watch a movie.
Well, especially if you've got an outdoor gig or something and it's raining outside.
Oh, there's all kinds of adverse situations that you're going into, but I suppose some of it's to feed whatever it is inside me that wants to do this. Like ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to do this. I used to close my eyes and pretend I was in the Beatles. And just imagine what would that have been like, and that's as a little kid. So I always knew I wanted to be an entertainer and a musician, and so there's got to be a certain amount of the ego that drives it.
Sure.
I think that the trick is keeping that under control. Or trying to always look at it from the outside, like, oh, we're just a little cover band from Lethbridge, and we're having a really good time. We've had some excellent luck. We've worked tremendously hard to get where we are and sacrificed a lot of things.
Sure. Now you guys have been here for so long, 15 years in Lethbridge. What is an attitude of when someone says, oh, it's the Chevelles in Lethbridge? Is it sort of, oh, the Chevelles again?
Yeah, I think there's a degree of that. Yeah.
But which is why probably you guys are really blossoming out into the corporate world too.
We saw that almost right away. We when we got it going again, and the Chevelle thing started to take off, we did really well. But eventually, Lethbridge isn't that big, and there's not that many places to play. So you start playing the same places over and over, and you see the crowds will dwindle out because people just naturally just take things for granted. It's like, well, we can go see the Chevelles anytime. So we started to branch out right away. We realized if we want to really make this work, and if we want to do this every weekend, this has to be primarily a road band. So how do we be a road band and still sleep in our own beds most of the time? We started branching out. We usually play something a little closer on a Friday and farther on a Saturday for traveling. So a typical Saturday will be meeting at our drummer Don's place anytime in the morning, and jumping into, we got a motorhome, and we'll jump into that and off our little convoy. We sold our limo and got a motorhome, and that's true. So we get into our motorhome. We got the guys, the roadies in the truck. We have a crew that comes with us.
See,
it's so fun.
Oh man, that's the whole thing.
Wow, that extended the life of the band. We wouldn't be able to load and unload and set up twice a weekend.
Because your hips couldn't do it, or your knees.
Oh, exactly. All that stuff gets old. So we got a crew. We go off to some little town in Alberta, BC or Saskatchewan, and have a really great time. We get there, we set up, and we have something to eat, and we go.
And all you got to do is play. Right, pretty much.
Pretty much. The guys do all the setting up. I just go in. I kind of angle my amp, get it all set up, make sure everything's in the right spot, check everything's working, and off we go. It's the best. Our roadies are the most important part of the whole thing. And if I don't say that, make sure I say that.
Now you guys, I've talked to you in the past. You guys got onto the curling scene, and you guys are playing every big event.
Oh, that was the best thing that happened to us. Yeah, I mean,
so
we were just kind of got it up to the level we could get it at. And then curling, the Scotties came to town. I can't quite recall the year right now. Scotties came through Lethbridge, and that was at I think the soccer center was fairly new then. And we got to play that. The promoter saw us, where we were the local band that did probably the most curling friendly type of show. And he really liked what we did. But it wasn't like they just snatched us up right away. We had to work our way into it, and that was Don with Don's tenacity with emailing and kind of pushing until we got. They would give us Wednesday night, and pretty soon the curling crowds really latched onto us because what we do translates to that just perfect. Couldn't have been a better fit. And pretty soon the crowds were asking for the Chevelles, which we really liked that. Proved the promoter kind of he's got to bring us back, and eventually we ended up with the weekend slots and then the opening and the closing type slots. So we ended up flying all over the country.
Victoria.
We were in Halifax, and we were in Charlottetown, and we were in Sault Ste. Marie, and Victoria and Vancouver, and up to Grand Prairie and Cold Lake, Fort Mac. We've been all over, and it was most of it's thanks to curling. You bet. Yeah, we get excited.
And how you kind of live in the dream in a lot of ways, aren't you?
Well, it's really bizarre to be in Halifax, and we're just a cover band. We never lost sight of what we do. But we'll go into a pub or something, and people will come up, "Are you guys the Chevelles? You're playing tonight at curling, right?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, we sure are." It's so neat, you know. I mean, let's get a little taste of that kind of thing. Was just remarkable for us, and we never took it for granted. We know that we're seeing the whole country on our guitars. Yeah. Right?
So lucky. I mean, when people come up to you, and I know it happens, we say, "You guys are just a freaking cover band." You know, why aren't you doing anything original? You're not artists.
That's right. I hear that.
You can throw that in them and say, "Well, we just toured across Canada for the last few years, and everybody seems to like us." So we're making some money.
I'm not going to say sorry to somebody because we don't write our own songs. I've written my own songs. We've been in those bands and we've done that. This is a different thing from that. This is a party band. Yeah. This is taking people's memories and their good times and, kind of selling it back to them. It's super fun. I get to play my guitar every weekend. We're on, I was just tallying up the numbers. We're at 1,170 shows.
Wow.
That we've done.
How many times did you forget the words?
Lots. Every time. Every night. It's true. I forget.
Been a long time since I rockin'. 9.
Right now, sharp-dressed man is driving me crazy because I gotta, it looks like we're up there just having fun. Look at that band having a good time. In my mind, I'm like, he's got to put his shirt on. Clean shirt, new shoes. What is he doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Silk suit, black tie, looking, oh God. And Dave's got to sing some of it with me. So he's like, what are you going to sing? Some songs are harder than others to remember. But if you forget the words, you get good at, and I know you know this, you get so good at making stuff up and making it rhyme. The guys will laugh at what I can rhyme with. But the audience never really, they don't know, they don't care. It's a party band.
Let's do it.
Party band. We expect those guys to be ahead of us already.
Why do women like rock and roll musicians? What happened? How does that happen?
Do they?
You're the only one,
Oh my gosh. Why? I don't know.
You take a guy, look about the same.
Oh yeah.
Maybe one's
I know what you're saying.
And then you say, give him a guitar.
Yeah.
Give him an attitude. Versus a university professor.
I've seen it before.
And
the 4 ugliest guys in the room are on stage, but all the girls are like.
Why?
There's some sort of a. I don't know, what is it?
I mean, I'm trying to think if I was in the opposite. There's women.
It's an alpha male thing, okay? Because you're the one up there. You're the entertainer. You're in charge. It might be something I don't know what it is. I'm sure glad it happens. I mean, I don't know.
But
everybody says they got into rock and roll and music for the girls and that, and I mean, it is one of those things. Like I was, nobody noticed us in school. We weren't jocks. Yeah. We weren't on the football team. Yeah. But once we were in a band. Wow. We got a lot of recognition. It's amazing, and everybody who's gone any farther than guitar lessons knows that. I don't know. It's one of them things. It's nice.
Yeah. And your wife is okay with the adoration from other women?
Well, I think that takes the right kind of person. One, like we were talking about our wives before. It's remarkable that they let us do this. And my wife. As soon as I started handing the money over,
she was
quite
okay
all right with the band. Yeah. Are you playing again this weekend?
Yeah, that's good. Mama needs a
I think she likes. I think she likes her Saturday night on the. She gets to watch Netflix and gets a little time to herself, and then So, but you've got to have the right kind of person as a mate. Right. Can't be too jealous. Yeah. Can't give them reason to be too jealous.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We wouldn't all still be in the band, and it wouldn't all still be going good if we weren't. Behaving ourselves.
How much do you drink? I mean, does that ever become a problem? I mean, because over 15
only if
years.
we run out of booze.
But I mean, because you've seen the horror stories. Guys.
I've got friends in the graveyard. You bet I do, and it's because of booze too.
Yeah, and it's not just.
It's a trap. Yeah. It's a real trap that you can fall into if you're predisposed for that. I mean, we drink. Yeah. We still drink a fair bit. We enjoy it. It's part of the whole thing. It's everywhere that we do go, and we all do. I think Dawn doesn't drink very much, but the other three of us have a few. And as long as you don't, I think it's about being a professional. Like it's still got a job to do. Right. And some of these shows, they're the corporate gigs and that we're making a fair bit of money.
And you better be good.
You can't just go and get pissed and do and pretend you're at the Colbank's Jam. You know what I mean? You have to take it professionally, so we don't let it get in the way. That's part of the personnel. Like there's nobody in this band that's going to scuttle it for anybody else, and so we just keep it. There's never been any kind of. We didn't ever have to make a rule. Yeah. Some bands you got a guy, you got to make some rules, but we're lucky enough to have the right fellas. Everybody seems to be able to handle it. We have a few while we play. We have a few in the motorhome afterwards, and nothing gets too out of hand. But, but it is an occupational hazard. Sure.
What about the hair? When was the last time you had your hair over your ears?
Oh, you know what? I got a picture of that.
Oh, do you?
Sure, I was in grade 1. Honest. I think I was in grade,
Really?
by grade 1 or 2. Well, I wanted to be, I wanted to be in the Beatles, right? So I remember in grade 3 at George McKillop School on the north side.
Yeah.
Grade 3 or 2, I took the album Help to the barber, okay? Honest to God. And I sat down, I was my dad's barber. And he was a barber, there wasn't a hairstylist.
He was an Italian guy, right? What do you want nowadays? Hey,
And so I held up Help and I said, I want my hair to look like that. I wanted the guys, you know, probably George, you had the nicest. And my barber says, well, I can't really do that. Your hair's not thick enough. I didn't understand anything about that. Just do that. Just kind of like that. So he did, and I had a beetle cut after that for a long time. But I think as soon as I could get my hair on over my ears, it's never ever been short ever since.
And it
I
goes
cried.
along. Yeah.
I cried every haircut that I had to go to as a kid. I'm like going to the dentist. Yeah.
How much longer has this been?
It was down to my belt.
Really?
In the 90s, but
that's pretty long, isn't it?
Well, it was really long. It was kind of silly.
Because when you wash it once a month, it gets tough, right?
Yeah, not with my greasy hair. But I had it that long for a long time, and then when I was 39, I decided I didn't want to go into my 40s with that Greg Allman kind of hair, you know. So I got it cut about to there, and I've kept it there ever since. It's a little more.
And the other guys too, right?
Yeah. The other guy, Scotty's always had long hair.
He shaved it off one year, I think.
Oh yeah, his grows like a chia pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. So he's been bald, he's been blonde, he's had a mullet, he's had it super long. It's amazing how his grows. And then Dave, Perlator Dave, our bass player, his hair is like, that's his kind of calling card because he's got naturally curly hair. So I have to deal with the good look of having him on that side and all the attention.
Then there's Don.
There's Don, the Don father.
His hair never gets anywhere.
Well, he's a pretty professional person, so he keeps it pretty short. But,
but
there's pictures of Don in the 70s where he had like the Jackson 5 afro.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
I thought he looked like Rhiannon, actually.
One of them new artists, I don't know.
Now you've got this remarkable speaking voice, this deep voice. Because you were going to get into radio at one time, weren't you?
I took comm arts, actually. I was going to do that,
And then, music took over. And,
I think that's what it was. But I still do, I'm doing some voiceovers now. Yeah, it's quite fun.
Yeah. I think you should, let me hear Luke, I'm your father.
I'm your father, Luke. I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had 2 girls, I don't know what that would be like. I'm Luke.
All right, so 10 years from now, you are
61.
61.
I'll be in
still
10
playing?
years from now.
Still playing?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Chevelles?
I'm not gonna quit. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, going to college and that kind of thing. Everybody was saying, this is not a viable option.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan B to fall back on. And I thought, what kind of career? You have to start working on another career in case it doesn't work. There's no people are encouraged like that. And nobody said that it was going to be possible, and yet we've kind of worked it out that we have our cake and eat it too. We live here, but we're in a road band. Yeah. We play every weekend. We have day jobs. I mean, it's all these things that we've had to juggle. And all the way along, I was supposed to pretend like my day job was the most important thing, and the band was just a hobby. But I mean, we all knew inside we were just working for the weekends that we could go play, right? So now that we're at this point in my life, I'm 51. I'm not going to quit now. I mean, physically, if something stops me, if I get arthritis or if it's something that I can't sing or play anymore, but there's a lot of old folks' homes, and they're going to need entertainment, Mark. And by then, we're going to have to be so loud.
Yeah, that's right.
Having the noise complaints in the afternoon at Edith Cavell because the Chevelles are there.
Tim Carter's playing again, damn it!
Turn it up.
Here's the age-old question that I've seen it. Where you see some of your heroes, they're still performing, but their voice is shot, and they're horrible. I shouldn't say horrible, but Gordon Lightfoot comes to mind, where he's loved him. Yeah. His voice is, he had health issues. His voice is not what it was. And it's tough to hear him. Yes. What's your thought on guys that continue to tour when maybe they're past their prime? Is it a tribute to go to see them?
Or is it of two minds with that. Yeah. Because I think really, Johnny Cash did some of his most amazing work
at the end.
Yeah. And you could say that he was diminished vocally. He was weak sounding, But that frailty brings a whole nother aspect to the music. On the one hand, I like that stuff even better, you know, and I would want to see my heroes. You know, I don't know what you mean. There's people that would say, well, I don't want to see him because he sounds weak or sounds like. Well, I mean, there's a time to hang it up too. You know, if you can't, some of those guys set themselves up too, like Rod Stewart or Robert Plant, or those dudes that sang in an extreme way as a young guy. They can't sound like that anymore either because like the body just won't do it. I understand that. As a general rule, though, I don't know. I think if they still want to do it and there's still a market for it.
And if the people still come up to see the Chevelle.
People are still, right.
Still,
see, exactly like that. I mean, I can't hit the notes I used to hit. I couldn't really hit them then either.
All right, help me sing this last bit.
Okay.
And in the end, the love you make is equal to the love you may make as for the word. I don't know the last. Tim Carter, Chevelles, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mark.